ice cream. We went for 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 ice cream.
We went for ice cream with Joseph and Tyler. Tyler and Joseph. Shut.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Welcome to another episode of We Went for Ice Cream.
We went for ice cream in the version of we are going to see the machine.
The Machina.
The machine.
The Machine. The Machine, which is done by a comedian named Bert Kreischer, who has a 15-minute story about how he got in with the Russian mob.
And if you haven't heard it, you need to hear it.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
It's hilarious. First time seeing it, yeah, you cannot help but burst out into laughter, almost tears.
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy story.
Yeah.
It just shows you how crazy life really is sometimes.
Yeah, it's always like the truth is usually stranger than fiction anyways, right?
Yeah, like you just, you think that, oh, well, all you have to do is look at history pretty much and like, realize that like crazy shit goes down on a regular basis.
And that's just the stuff we know about.
Oh, like somebody back in the 80s on the Soviet side, like prevented like World War III, because like tensions were really high back then. Well, yeah, and the detection, apparently they both have a detection grid, and it picked up that there were incoming missiles from U.S., like nuclear missiles, incoming to Soviet Russia. And this guy, I think it was in the morning, like pretty early in the morning, because they must have had a 24-hour, always having someone monitoring what's going on. And they were like, and then he saw it, and it was the detection system was like, "Yep, incoming missiles. What are you going to do about it?" And he was like,
I don't believe it.
I haven't heard anything. No one's really talked to me about any of this. And so he was thinking like this like you said, like has to be, this can't be real.
False alarm or some sort.
And he didn't tell anyone because like he knew that if he told anybody, it's on.
Yeah, that's
like,
it.
We're firing.
Yeah.
And so he just didn't say a word to anybody. And later they discovered that it was a false alarm, that the light was reflecting off the clouds in a certain way, that the detection was like, missiles! But no, nothing. Like, so he prevented, they did estimates in 1979 that if they both launched weapons against each other, it would kill like 100 million people.
Oh, basically be the planet pretty much.
Yeah, like, oh my god. And in true Soviet Russia fashion, they questioned him tons, and then pretty much like this hero of a man who like prevented 100 million people from dying
Probably got sent to like the
didn't get anything special.
No, probably got sent to like a work camp or something,
Yeah,
because
exactly, right?
he didn't do his duty.
They never recognized him or anything.
Oh man, that's a ridiculous story. Actually, I got a story for you.
Yeah.
For one little bit of history. I was told it's facts, but I haven't actually gone and like deep dived into it if it actually happened or not. But you know, like, or when people have tea time and they always stick out their pinky. Do you know why that is?
What?
Do you know why that is? Do you know why people like stick out their pinkies when they're drinking tea?
I have no idea.
So the story goes is that they kept on seeing. This is back in like early century, so like I would say it would probably be like the 17th century. And they would always see the royals sticking out their pinkies while they're having tea. And so it got associated with high class. But the irony thing is that all the royals were kind of like, you know, horn dogs. And so they're all sleeping together. And one of the things that happens if you contract syphilis is that some of your joints get real stiff. And so example, like your pinky will be the first thing that gets a little bit stiff. And so they were all sleeping with each other, had stiff pinkies, and they just associated that with high class. But no, they just couldn't grab the freaking tea
Oh my
thing
God.
properly, and that's why it stuck out. So yeah, that's my little bit of random history facts I learned. But again, don't know how factual it possibly is.
That sounds pretty factual.
But yeah,
It sounds like something that would happen like back in the day. My pinky's out. Oh, I know what that means.
oh no! Before a rash shows
It's
up,
happened to me.
start yelling at whoever.
Yeah, it's like, I blame you.
Damn it, Princess Cleopatra.
Yeah.
No, and also it's kind of cool that we are officially on Spotify now.
Yeah. Check us out.
If you're not already checking us out on listening to us right now.
Yeah, because we had that awesome picture made by an AI artist, also known as just the internet, I guess.
Kind of looks funny. Like it actually looks like a picture that we would be goofy together with, and you just got like the internet or the NAI to make it for us.
Yeah.
And you no, continue.
No, well, yeah. Is it weird that two artists got an AI to make art for them, and that we didn't either make the art or get someone else to do it? I don't know.
It was a tool that we wanted to use, I guess. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
And also, it's not like a platform like of how we want to present our artwork. So just having like a little face shot AI for something for that, I don't see the big deal in.
I don't see the big deal in it either. I mean, like, I think there's always going to be like a fine line between stuff like that, I guess. But also, like, it didn't take me very long. It took me like half an hour or an hour, like tops, to do it. And so, yeah, a lot of that little sort of art or little sort of projects are definitely going to go by the wayside, especially now that you can just type it into a computer. And I mean, some of the pictures though are really weird and not proportionate. Like one of them was like a huge ice cream cone with like their faces sort of in a weird pose with their tongue hanging out in a weird way. So you're just like,
Kind of seems like AI is just kind of hodgepodging it, and so it allows us to just like to fill in the blanks of like, do we like it or not, and then we just associate if it's good art or not. And for some of that, I also found it. I think also it's interesting that it's a illustration that we have for the AI making it, and you said it took you 30 minutes to kind of like pick and choose the right one, type it in, and like find the right criteria for it. Whereas if one of us was probably a very proficient illustrator, we could probably bang it out in a half hour as well.
oh,
but
probably.
but it's like getting to that level and then just having it at that level already. By again, it's a fantastic tool that you can potentially use. So yeah, like I'm not an illustrator in any way, shape, or form. Like the most I'd ever get to is like actually buying Copic markers and like trying illustration on a actual illustration board. I'm not one for computer generated. I've tried it. I'm not good at it. I get frustrated. Yeah. I'm very tactile. I need something in my hands. So I don't know about for you, because you do work on the computer for a few different art forms, especially like I've seen you do photography as well as video editing. Oh, and also after I think you have something to add, but after that, what about sound editing? Did you get AI to trim down some of the fat for our audios, or no?
No, that was all me. Like I just went in and trimmed down the episodes. Just manually, just going through it all. It doesn't really take that long. Well, I guess it takes about as long as the podcast is, and then you're just like shaving down the little portions of it and that aren't needed. And sometimes there isn't that much to trim down.
Yeah, it's all very useful in parts, but other parts like stammering your words or just like very quiet space that you need to take away.
Yeah, or you're just like doing something that you don't that doesn't need to be there. like it's sort of almost dead space, or just like, yeah, so you can just trim that up and just like boom,
or off topic even, or distracted
Yeah.
by something, or background
Yeah.
noise gets in.
yeah,
I don't know. See, I think I did it like I didn't listen to the entirety of it because it's like, okay, I'm just reliving a conversation we already had. So
know, right?
and I appreciate for doing like the editing form of it. And I feel like I'm just the one just like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna come here and help you create content, because this is all I used to do when I played video games. Is like I tried streaming, no one followed my stream, but when I was on other people's streams, people watched them a little bit more because I added to content. I brought in jokes and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and like just being myself, my little character I am when playing video games, it brought them a few more viewers. Whereas like here, it's like, okay, like let me just give you my input and stuff like that, and we were able to. I think overall, the way we work together and everything, we jive very well, so we can have very striking conversations.
Yeah, I think so.
But again, thank you for editing that. But yeah, well, anyways, what I was trying to say is that when I was listening to parts of it, I was like, oh, yep, that's cool. That was the part that you said for the intro. I like that. Okay, let's see here. Like, skim through parts of it just to like see where the audio is, like how it sounded. I'm like, man, it's weird hearing my own voice. But I'm like, okay, back to like noting like how is it going? Okay, we talked about this, we talked about that. Okay, and then I like got to the ending. I was like, oh, I thought that joke was funnier when I said it, but like, whatever, it's all good. But yeah, no, it was very cool seeing that, and like, yeah, it's the first step in having a podcast out. But it does make me question how many more podcasts are out there. Like, there are a ton of podcasts,
Oh my God.
and then like
Insane amount.
people like us just trying it like this, just like in a living room, just putting a few mics together and just having topics that we want to talk about. Whereas other people probably have even more direction of like, no, we're only going to be talking about board games, for example, or like something like that.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah, there's like the range or possibilities are endless. You can talk about anything. But then, yeah, like having a general one where it's like, oh, we're just going to talk about the things that we like and enter that and talk about all those different topics. Because, yeah. And I think we have enough interesting topics that we'll never hear the end of it. We'll never like get to the end of it. I mean, yeah,
Fair point. Just like although I have heard of like some podcasts losing steam because they're doing it too frequently almost, and then they're just like already running out of like things to say. Also, it's very interesting for those individuals that are very driven in certain topics. Like if I am extremely passionate about, I don't know, let's say artificial reality, and like we're only ever talking about artificial reality, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
that's cool, but like, do you ever feel like you're gonna run out of things to say, or because you're so passionate about it, you'll never stop thinking and like working on that kind of topic? Like those very passionate people actually like do enhance parts of those world that we are interested in. Like look at Tesla with electricity. He was so passionate about electricity,
Oh my
he consumed
God.
his life about it. But that's an extreme example. But like common day stuff of like people get into fitness and they're all about fitness, and then some people are about like only cycling about fitness, and like no, I don't want to talk about anything other than like the bikes I ride and the places I bike to. It's like, okay, well, that's cool, but man, I don't know if I can ever just consume my world about one topic.
yeah.
Or one
I
thing.
don't think so either. Like I just like too many things, too many different like subjects or different parts of life that I could like boil it down to one thing and be obsessed about that one thing. But of course, then I guess it also like pertains to people's ability to get really good at that one thing because they're hyper focused on it, and that's all they ever think about or do is that one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, like, look at any sort of like person who's really successful in their field. They really just sort of honed in on that one thing and just focused on that one thing. But like, I guess like I've always thought of my brain as like, what's over there, or there, or over there, or like above me,
Just
or,
full
like,
ADHD
below.
in some places.
Yeah. And so I'm like, ooh, this is really fun to do, but like this is really fun to do as well. And oh, these things are really fun. And so yeah.
And also being a person that, like myself, I'm always interested in trying different things.
Yeah.
I don't have to like everything I try. Like I've tried cross country skiing 2 years ago for the first time ever, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a shot. I never thought of myself as a cross country skier. I never thought I'd like have a real interest in doing it, but like my friends are doing it, I'm like, no, I'm doing this. I'm gonna join you guys. Let's do it. Rented the stuff, went out with them. We did probably about like 2 to 3 hours of just cross country skiing. I tried it doing for like the leisure bit. I tried to do the downhill part. I tried doing like real cardiovascular, seeing how much I can push myself. Tried it all in that one day, and it was a lot of fun. I really don't want to do it again though. I'm just like those people that have it, that's so cool. But I'm like, no, guys, I can't do it. I'm also feel like I'm going to snap my ankle or something every time I go around it. But I am thoroughly impressed with those people that have dogs that they like hoist under their waist, and they just like they're their own sled, and they're like doing the cross country skiing with their dog, like fucking going crazy like you would a sled team.
like running next to them?
No, in front of them sometimes, pulling
really?
them.
Like a husky?
Yeah, like I've even seen like border collies and stuff like that. They just like
oh my god, like
so
pulling their master like up a hill?
yeah, so they get like these I think there's like a different kind of leash. Like you could probably do it with a regular leash.
Yeah.
But you need something that's like a little bit more elasticity to it. Yeah. So that it's like has a little bit more give, so it's not wearing down the dog a lot or really pulling your hips so you're gonna fall or anything like that. But I've seen people like the dog's going crazy, having the time of their life, going like as fast as they can, and the owner's just like, let's go.
Oh my god. Yeah, that I've always wanted to either try cross country skiing or like doing more winter activities, because I used to like snowboard and I did a little bit of skiing, but it'd be cool. Like apparently in Confederation Park there's like a walkway in the wintertime where you can like skate down.
Oh yeah,
and there's like lights and everything.
So skater is still
cool.
cross country that you can do in Heritage Park.
Yeah,
both.
And there's trails and everything in there,
okay.
right?
All right, that's cool. That'd be really cool to do.
Yeah, for sure.
But you can still snowboard though. Like you can just rent it for a day, even if you wanted to get a snowboard, go to the mountains and stuff. I do find it really pricey though. That's why I've kind of taken a step back from that this year or last year, because it's like, man, that it sneaks up quick. I got out 4 times this year. This season wasn't the best, but I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
I did not ski. I'm actually going to sell my skis because I've heard of through my friends there has been 3 or 4 people that have been injured because of the skis. One blew out his ACL, another one busted her knee. So I'm like, guys, you're kind of... Oh, and another one hurt their shoulder while they're skiing too. So all these people skiing, I'm just like, I am getting rid of my skis because I haven't heard of any of my friends, knock on wood, getting hurt with snowboarding yet. And I'm more of a snowboarder than I am a skier. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's time to get rid of those things.
Yeah, I wonder why that is. Maybe it's just like... Because I think all my friends ski, because they went out to Whistler with a friend of ours who lives in Vancouver, and they went out and did some skiing out there. And well, Whistler's crazy. Like
I've heard nothing but amazing things.
Like I can't remember how many runs there are, but like it's impossible to do all of, well, not all of the runs, but like you could go through the entire day and not hit the like a second or the same run twice.
Yeah, I've heard that.
There's so many different sort of runs you can do. It's wild. And going up the gondola, and then you can go into Blackcomb if you want. It's insane.
Yeah. Worth the trip, I'm sure.
Yeah, I went there a long time ago. Like, I've only been to Whistler, I think, twice. And once I didn't ski, I don't think. But yeah, the one time that we did, like, it was we didn't go skiing, but we went up to the top of the hill when in the springtime. I think it was in May, or no, just before May, April. And there was still enough snow that you could go down the mountain. Crazy spring skiing, and that was pretty wild to see a lot of people like doing, even like, yeah, just doing like simple tricks like off of jumps and stuff like that. It's super cool as you're going up, like you're watching them go down. You're like, whoa,
I always remember that when I was a big park rat at COP when I was first learning.
Yeah.
And I was just like always watching everyone in the park, seeing what tricks they're doing. Like, oh, that looked cool. I'm going to try that when I go down there and try and recreate the same trick, same amount of speed and everything. But yeah, no, I'm just thinking though, because the nice thing about snowboard is that your feet are connected, so you don't have to worry about as much like bad twists or rotations for your ankle or knee. Whereas skis, you get the one, like if you just catch an edge and it can shoot your leg backwards, and you could probably pretty easily tear your ACL, like dislocate your knee and all that jazz. Like there's a lot of potential for failure. I'm not saying everyone is going to get hurt that when they ski, but I'm like, I know myself, I am not that conditioned of an individual when it comes to those snow sport. So when I'm skiing, I'm over focused and I'm like, okay, I really don't want to ever hurt myself. And that's like wears down the day a lot faster because I'm like, every time I'm like on an edge, I'm like tensing up a lot more of my body just to make sure that I never have that twist. Where some people are so confident in their skis, they can keep their feet parallel together all day long, relax, and never have to worry about it. I am not that individual.
Yeah. I can't remember. It's been so long since I've skied, so I can't remember if my feet were together or separate or...
Pizza!
Yeah, definitely. Pizza the whole way down.
Oh my god, my hip hurts that first day of trying pizza. I was like, I can't do that. So then I just tried the actual carving technique, and I was like, oh wow, okay, that's way better. I'm never pizzaing again. That hurt way too much. My knees felt like they're gonna pop out of my out of the joints, and my hips were like forcing down inwards. I was like, oh my god, I can't do it. So like after my entire life of like duck stance for snowboarding, and then all of a sudden I have to do the reverse for skiing, I was like, nope. Hurts too much. So yeah, trying to sell my skis, I think, at some point here. Oh, and funny, speaking of selling, I almost sold my guitar through my chef's friends. He almost wanted to buy an Epiphone Casino that I have. And I was like, oh, and he's like, no, he just bought a different one. I'm like, god damn it.
Yeah, well, what color is it again?
It's a plain, simple, I think it's called just a naked or classic Epiphone Casino. There's nothing on it, just the wood, like unfinished wood kind of stuff.
Oh, it's unfinished wood.
It looks like it. Like it still has like lacquer or veneer or whatever on it, but it just looks like a very like my pants. It's about this color of my pants.
Oh, okay.
And you can definitely see this color of pants through the podcast now, so this doesn't help.
Yeah. It's like tanned.
Tan, yeah, very tan color.
Tan color.
Yeah. Man, that pooch looks tired.
She is tired.
Is she barking at everyone all day?
No. Well, Jesse did a night market, so.
Ooh. Yeah, that's.
Well, yeah, she was at the Inglewood night market.
That's right. I think I saw a little post that you did on Instagram about it. It looked cool with all her little jewelry.
Yeah, no, it was super cool. It was a nice evening. At the beginning of the evening, though, it was really windy. Oh, man.
So getting that tent up was a bit of a bitch, huh?
No,
or did you not have one?
Everything was set up by the time I got there. She had... her cousin had to go get some weights to like weigh the tent down because like apparently you have to have weights for it, which makes sense because like if a wind comes, it'll just like blow your tent over.
Yeah,
it could seriously injure someone if
and ruin their entire stand or something.
So, and she was already there, so she had to go get them, and I couldn't because I worked that day until 3:30. So.
What time did it start at?
It started at 5.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it wouldn't pushing it for you.
Yeah, and it went to 10.
I've been there before. I do enjoy that night market. It's a lot of fun to go to.
Oh, it's so much fun. Like, it's just such a great time. Lots of awesome vendors. And then live music tour right by the live music tent. So that was great.
Is it right It was a live music tent right near what's that brewery called that like allows you to bring your own food, but you just sell in the outside?
Oh, Old Beautiful. And it's sort of close to there. Old Beautiful is further up the street a bit. Like the music was being played. Oh, I can't even remember what street that is. The 10th? It was 9th Ave. No, we weren't. Yeah, we were just off of 9th Ave. We were sort of, I guess, right in between Old Beautiful and 9th Ave. There, close to the sort of the Gravity coffee shop, sort of. But yeah, it was a good experience, and she sold a lot of jewelry as well.
Nice, that's good.
And yeah, did $300 more plus the entry fee was like $200 for the table.
So she made her money back. That's the best thing.
Yeah, like more than her money back, like $300 up. So it's great. Yeah, and her jewelry company is Carta Jewelry. So check them out. Yeah, shameless plug, or maybe they'll sponsor this podcast. We need a sponsor. Sponsor us. We're only 2 episodes in, and we want someone to sponsor us.
Oh yeah, we haven't posted the second one yet, have we?
Right. No, yeah, this is...
this will be the third one.
This is episode 3, even though I called it episode 2. Like a jerk. That's okay. I can change the name anytime I want.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was good food trucks there, too. We got, like, this porchetta sandwich, which was delicious.
Oh, you can't go wrong with porchetta.
They seem to be a little disorganized, though. I didn't like their setup because, like, it took so long for a sandwich. And, like, people were getting... So there was, like, one person working the fries and another cook doing, like, the gnocchi and the sandwiches.
Okay.
And the fries and the meatball sandwich were, like, coming out faster than the porchetta sandwich was. And so I was a bit perplexed of, like, what kind of situation or what kind of
system do you have?
System they were having there. If I understand why fries are coming out faster than a sandwich.
Naturally.
Fries take no time at all.
Yeah.
But it was just strange. Maybe he was doing desserts too. I don't know. It just felt like...
It was frustrating because you've worked in environments like that and you know how to manage it better, and you're seeing people struggle.
Yeah. Just because it like took so long, like I think it felt like it took like almost half an hour for 2 sandwiches. But I mean, there were a lot of other bills happening at the same time, which is fine. But I just felt like there could have been, and maybe they have to do like they probably do all the gnocchi like a la minute, like right to order. So
potentially, because maybe they just want to keep all dry ingredients and not overcook anything ahead of time.
Yeah, because otherwise the gnocchi would just get overcooked anyway. So
yeah, that's a potential. But like even then, it'd be no different than just having it like you blanch it all ahead of time, toss in olive oil, and then saute it off real quick, and then you're done. You do like cooked and tossed in olive oil, put it to the side in the fridge, pull it out again quickly, just saute it off, and it's right back to what it was.
Yeah, I mean, especially since it's in tomato sauce with Parmesan cheese on top, so it seems like you just have like I don't know what their setup is in there, but like if you had enough room to put a double boiler with your sauce is already hot, put it in a pan, gnocchi, toss.
It's also tough to say what's available inside of that little space, right? Like so like what they probably maybe just took an old food truck and then repurposed it to what the food they want to do. Potentially?
Yeah, I don't think it was an old food truck.
Okay.
But I think their fridge space is quite small because I think I remember him running over and grabbing something from the fridge, and the fridge is not quite far, but like he has to like step over like 2 other people in order to get to the fridge. So maybe that's part of it.
I don't know. There's a lot of factors, right?
I just had a lot of time on my hands, like
Just
so I'm
assessing the
sitting
entire
there,
scenario.
I'm standing there going, how would I do this differently?
I also find it so disorganized too when the people are taking the orders and the guys are standing there like, okay, I got this food ready. Oh, right. Who was this for again? Kind of look like.
No, they were very organized when it came to like knowing
order
which
numbers?
orders were first and getting those out.
Oh, it's
But
just execution wise, it was a little issue.
Yeah, I just feel like one person was dedicated doing fries and desserts probably. So it's like, well, what happens when that person isn't busy? Like when there aren't any fries getting done, like can they help
The other
the
individuals.
other person who's clearly like swimming in it, like to help them out and get some stuff done? Because this guy's doing 2 different sandwiches and gnocchi, so he's got 3 things, and the other woman has got 2 different fries.
Oh, have you ever worked in a
And
food truck
guacamole.
before?
No, I know.
Would you?
I don't know. I don't know if I would. Like a friend, a former like coworker of mine runs a food truck out of Vernon, which is like sort of Mexican style or Mexican inspired food called Shebang. Shout out Shebang! And his stuff looks amazing. And another another former coworker of mine also has a food truck. Oh man, I can't remember their name now. Shit.
What's their food? What's their specialty?
They do sort of Asian fusion style. Like they do dumplings, and they sell out of those like instantly. Like as fast as they can make them, they sell out of them. And then they do catered events. Well, so does Shebang, I think, as well. They both do catered events if it happens. But yeah, they both do really well with their food trucks.
That's awesome.
Yeah, one is like a former like sort of almost looks like an Airstream. Like those old style.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
The old ones, the silver bolt kind of looking ones.
Yeah. I'll probably just link both of their like food trucks in like the YouTube description because we post this on YouTube as well. So follow us on YouTube if you want. Subscribe. Plug. I plugged it again. You got to keep plugging the holes.
Jesus.
There's lots of holes to plug.
That'd be a great euphemism for also bowlers. This is a bowling channel now. This is fill the holes or plug the holes now. Oh yeah. So there was one. I always thought about working at a food truck. I didn't want to actually like work at one existing. I kind of want to make my own, but I would call it Spilt Soup, and it would be a ramen food truck.
Nice.
And then
food truck.
Yeah, and then you just have like one like big old steam kettle. Just get like the pork bones. Just have a broth in there. Yeah. And then you'd only have so many ramens that you could do in a service. And then once you're done, you're done. But yet again, there is Shiki Menu that's here that does kind of a similar thing. They only do like 350 orders. I think that's it. And then once that's done, it's done.
Yeah, they're done for the day.
But yeah, I always thought that would be a cool one to do if you had a ramen food truck.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And then you got to figure out like, would you want to have, if you're going to have disposable bowls, like how would you environmentally like make it so the bowls?
I didn't think that far ahead.
Yeah, for sure. But
I just thought the concept was a fun idea.
No, it's a great concept.
But I did not go that deep.
It's awesome. It's an awesome concept because like that's definitely one of the ones that is lacking. But then you also got to think like shit, like what am I going to do in the summertime too? Which, I mean, you could also have like just straight on like gyozas or something.
Oh, absolutely. You'd probably have to do gyoza.
Right?
Gyoza or like, I don't know, something like, or takoyaki, like those octopus kind of balls that you could do.
Oh, yeah, those are so good.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Or do like yakisoba
There's so many different options. Like, and you can also westernize it a little bit, or
Yeah,
you can just change
it.
it up. I think actually not too long ago I had a spam for the first time inside of a ramen, a spam ramen style. It was actually quite good. I was surprised. I don't know if I'll go for spam all the time, but like for that one time for a little treat, I give it some props. I don't remember where I got it from. I just remember having it not too long ago. I was like, ooh, that's kind of cool.
I don't know. Like I must have had spam in my. I know I've had spam in my life, but like I cannot remember the last time.
I know you've had spam because remember that
circle jerks went dark as well in protest. It's like it's one of those things, man. Like you gotta find creative ways of dealing with a situation like that, and I don't know what they're gonna do because like it's it you know, when you have a unique platform, you're gonna have unique individuals on it, and when that happens, you're always gonna have to like find a different way to deal with the problem. It's just like when it came to like all Magic the Gathering cards, right?
When
like
people start copying.
Well, no, but also the whole company like trying to be greedy and not listen to
the community.
Yeah, not listen to the community and try and just shove all those different Magic cards down your guys' throats when in actual fact it's like, well, then none of these cards are special anymore.
Yeah, like
none of these special cards, if you just release them all or have all this gold, like they had what was it, like a massive gold package or something like that?
Oh yeah, because they were like bringing back these old cards, but they couldn't even be played in tournament settings or something.
Yes.
And it's just like, oh no, but you get to own this, so that's we get to hype the price up for it and everything. People are like, and people bought it. Some people did buy it, but it was like, well,
there's
no value in it. Like it doesn't hold its value the same way as the old cards used to. I saw that you almost dropped your mic there. That was kind of funny.
It was almost a mic drop.
But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. If you're not listening to your community, there is things that will cause big problems. Same thing with Fortnite. Fortnite had a lot of problems with the community when I was playing it because they were listening to the community a lot in the beginning and really worked towards that. And then they tried to push it in certain ways. Community kind of fought back. And then, yeah, things fizzled out for a lot of things because you're fighting too hard against the people that you want to be playing it.
Yeah. And I've never understood it. Like the developers at the F1 game that was just released too. I think they finally started listening a little bit to the community, but like they in general usually don't, and they actually like prevent their top performers or creators like in the F1 space to post anything negative about the game, and it's written in their contract.
Oh wow!
That they can't say anything negative
about
it. And it's like, well, how do you expect
progression?
Your community? How do you expect your game to get better if you don't listen?
Yeah.
To what everyone has to say about it.
It's not even like, put it this way, it's a critique. It's not like I'm shitting on the game. They're still going to be playing the game. It's a critique. Like, man, I really wish this console, like you could change where this, like, I don't know, the map is on the thing where I can move it and select it like a little bit farther off to one side or something like that. I don't know. I don't play the game, but just like simple things like that. And like, nope, not allowed to do it. It's just like, okay, well, got that. You can't even bring that up because we don't allow you to bring that up.
But like a good example of developers or the game listening to their community is Don't Starve Together.
Don't know it.
Is great. Or well, actually, Don't Starve the game. Don't Starve Together is a 2-player version of it, and they do a great job of listening to their community because the game is constantly getting developed and changed, and maybe it's because they have their own server, like their own like sort of hosting on different platforms, and maybe that's why they have an advantage over other games. Maybe I don't know. But they seem to, they're always updating. They're always changing and tweaking little things with the story and with adding new characters or subtracting characters or trying to make it so you can organize your items better. So
Yeah, it's great
they
when
seem to do a really good job with that.
it's great when a video game or any kind of community-based system are able to listen to the actual community and work with the people they're developing the things for.
Yeah.
Whether that be like anything, honestly, like if there's a bike company that's trying to make well-designed bikes and like listening to the people that ride their bikes, or even a board game. So like, man, I really wish this board game had this instead. Like, okay, like it goes with so many things. If you're developing something, why would you not want to listen to people in your community that you're developing for to enhance your product?
Yeah.
Now, it's not a matter of like, oh, well, all these people are saying they want, let's say you have three options, A, B, and C. But it's like, oh, a lot of people want C, but more people want B, and we keep on developing A. Like, okay, it's fine. You could try and adhere to some of those people, but also I know you have the last say of like, no, we understand that you guys want this out of our product, but we design it to be like this. We design it to be played like this. We understand that you're having challenges this way. Say for it's the video game, like, okay, you're having a lot of challenges in this area, and you guys want B and C as an option. We don't want you to have B or C because it makes the game not the same, or it's too easy, or whatever else like that. So unfortunately, you don't get your way. But at least explaining that, like, we understand the value, like we value your input, but we do feel that this needs to be made this way. Like that's all they need to say. That allows the community to know that, yo, you're working with us, not against us.
Yeah, and also like it allows like everyone in the community to know that their voice is getting heard, and
absolutely
not just, like, shouting out into the void and then not getting a response back.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just it's very strange, and sometimes it takes a public outcry for people to realize it. Like I think there was like a snack company or in Australia that tried to take away a flavor. I can't remember what it was, but they took away a flavor, and then like the outrage was insane. Like to the point where they had to bring it back, and and I don't think they apologized, but I think they were just like, oh my god, we've made a terrible mistake.
Fair.
What have we done?
Mistakes were made.
Everyone is up in arms over this. Same with Australians. Like you don't want to mess with them with certain things, and like one of them is like they're like certain beloved snacks. Like you don't want to mess with those things because otherwise they'll just they're similar to the French and Americans in that way. But like I think they're more passionate about certain things than even the Americans are, because the Americans will just be like, I guess that's gone now.
You just like,
but like
accept
Australians
it.
will just not quit. They just will.
They'll
keep going
band together and fight
exactly.
the government for something that they want.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's great. Okay, I will say though, should we get going to the machine now though?
Yeah, I think we should. Onwards and upwards.
I think that would be a good point to end it, just so that we can get to the theater.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
All right.
Well, next time you catch us, we'll to give you a little bit of a review on the Machina.
Yeah, machine. Catch you on the flip side of your ice cream.
Do they allow ice cream in the theater?
I think they do.